Welcome to your dose. We're the plug for all things prevention.
Today's prescription is navigating the difficulties of being in high school. For today, I'm your host, Daniel Sr., but before we get into that, let's do a few introductions. So,
My name is Jada. I'm 16 years old, and I'm an upcoming junior.
Hi guys, my name's Azine. I'm 16 years old as well, and I'm a rising senior.
I'm also 16. Oh, sorry. I messed up.
go, keep going.
Okay. Wait. My name's Leon. I'm also 16, and I am a rising senior.
Wait, so just like a small bit about us and what we do, we are from the New Britain Youth Prevention Council here in New Britain. We are a grant-based coalition who focuses on prevention. So that's drug prevention, suicide prevention, mental health, all kinds of substances. We focus on preventing the youth and trying to educate our peers on how to live a better, happy life. So now, let's get into today's prescription. So, the difficulties of being a high schooler. I just graduated high school, so maybe this is a little far-fetched for me, but it's still not too far. It's only been a month and a half, I'd say.
Yeah.
But so I have some points here so that I'll pull up so we can get us going. So the first thing I have here is fitting in. So we all know fitting in is a major part of high school. Like, it kind of, that dictates your entire experience in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some ways that you guys think that, like, you found hard to fit in?
Well, for me, I would say, like...
I'm sorry that.
I tried to, like, ignore it, but I couldn't.
It's okay, you got this.
Okay. So for me, I would say trying to find the right friend group, just because there's a lot of peer pressure at the high school. So you don't want to be in the wrong crowd, but then you don't want to also be in a boring crowd that you're not doing anything in high school. So I would say finding the right group.
For me, I would say fitting in terms of outfits and what we wear, because there's certain things where you wear outfits and it's classified as being emo or being gothic and whatever. So it's very difficult for a high schooler to kind of fit in terms of friends and clothing and all of that stuff. So
I definitely agree with you, since our dress code is not like...
Yeah.
We have it, but it's not
enforced.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I would also agree with Jada saying trying to find the right people. You want some people who are like really bland, but then you also don't want people who are like over the top, where they go like over the top with their actions entirely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like for me, like coming out of high school, I realized like I really didn't have to fit in so much. Like it kind of, in a way,
like a bright ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but
And-
it's like I feel like I felt so much pressure to fit in all the time, and then I realized like when I was fitting in, I was like, this is not even who I am. And
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
thing with high school. You always find your group of people or people like-minded like you. Like in terms of friends, you can find people who dress like you, people who have the same views or religion or aspirations, all of that stuff.
Yeah, like it could come like throughout high school. Like
Yeah.
it won't come like your freshman year maybe, but
Right.
as the years go on, you'll definitely find your group of people.
period.
Yeah.
Right.
What's that? All right, let's go to the next topic. So being involved, being in clubs, after school activities. What's it kind of like? I know for me, I was in quite the amalgamation of clubs.
Yeah.
I think I got home like around 10 o'clock every day. There was never an early day for me. There's no such thing as going home early after school. From sports, yearbook club, theater, everything in the book. I think that's really difficult to balance. And I feel like if there was more awareness about that, I feel like a lot of people would have an easier time. So what did you find hard to manage?
Definitely balancing like all of those curriculars that I was doing, because I was in marching band as a drummer. I did volleyball my freshman year. I started softball last year. So, and I'm also in like a few clubs like Ed Rising, Ladies Rising. So it's definitely a handful, like you said, and I would come home pretty late and exhausted. But I know that if I put my all into these groups, it will look way better in the future, especially going to college like you.
Yes.
Sure.
And one problem that I had for me in high school was I wanted to be involved with everything.
Yeah.
So freshman year, I was in soccer, basketball, tennis, everything, you name it, everything. I was
I
in
love
it.
that.
So, however, I found it difficult for me to stay consistent in these groups. However, so an advice that I would give is find your thing, something you're passionate about. and stay consistent. And it's not good for you to be in this club today, this club next day, and then it's just too much. So find your thing and stay consistent with it.
Yeah, because it could get draining, and
Yeah,
then you won't have
that's what
motivation to do
exactly.
any of it.
I've
And then-
experienced that firsthand.
Yeah, I definitely did as well.
Yeah.
For me, I was quite the opposite, in fact, entirely. I kind of held myself back because I wanted to try to find, what is it called, people that I can relate to a lot, and I wanted to do that. But it just held me back. And so, junior year and for senior year, junior year, I try to be more involved entirely. I took after school culinary. I participated in Husky for Immigrants, absolutely loved it. I loved going to hearings and conferences. And for next year, I'm planning to do unified sports, which is working with special needs and special ed kids.
I love
Since
that.
I really love doing that, since I took physical adapt health during my junior year, fell in love with it. I love my students entirely.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I know, right? That's
I love
like
that.
Just like
heartwarming.
even in high school, like there's so many things to try. Like,
Literally.
Yeah.
and I found that like I found my thing in everything I did, which is honestly
Exactly.
which is really bad, but also really good because like I said, like you're at school every day, but like again, like being active is a form of prevention. Like we said,
Exactly,
like when you're
yeah.
at school and you're busy, there's no time to do drugs or like yes, there's still mental
Vape or-
health problems that come along if you don't balance your well-being first. Like always put yourself first, but even then, like I was putting myself first by doing what I love to do. Like, and by finding those outlets, I wasn't smoking weed or vaping or drinking alcohol. So it's just like, it's all really worth it in the end because it's fun and it's also prevention.
Right.
Yeah.
And some people might, like Daniel, might find their passion in everything they do. However,
Exactly,
some
yeah.
people might not.
And that's
So
okay.
You just need to
That's
be
No,
able
it
to
is, it
balance.
is
Yeah,
okay.
You just need to be able to balance it all out and find your passion, honestly, and stay consistent. Heavy
Well,
on the consistent.
Like you were saying, like, and you as well, there's a lot in high school. Like, you can't ever say that there's nothing for you because there
Yeah.
will be something for you, especially with all the different opportunities we have, like child development, all these clubs, sports. Like, you'll definitely find your place.
And if there's not something, you can make something. That's what's even better. Like,
Exactly, yes.
there's opportunities to make clubs, meet with your principal, the superintendent, meet with anyone you can to try and create something that you love. And
Exactly.
I'm guarantee you other people will love it too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Trust me.
We ate that, guys. Okay, next topic. Peer pressure.
Oh.
Peer pressure.
Well, for me, saying my freshman year, I definitely got peer pressure into doing drugs and drinking because I wasn't with the right crowd of people.
Yeah.
And like, because of that, I was just like, why do you find interest in doing this? Like, drugs are not fun. So when I started working in the summer, I got introduced to this group. And I really enjoyed it. I liked the events that we did. And I asked our supervisor, Coach O, I was like, I really want to be in this program. Like, how can I be in it?
Yeah.
So I ended up getting, I'm sorry, Coach O. I ended up getting recommended to being in this group, and I had an interview with Coach O, and Coach let me be in the group. So this is now marking my 1 year of being here. And I'm just enjoying it. Like, but the thing that sucks is having to leave
Yeah.
you and AJ. Like, you guys being
Guys.
gone.
This is not peer pressure. This is me
I'm just
pressure.
saying, like, pressure. So, like, ever since I joined this group, I've encouraged my friends to not do drugs. I'm like, come to these events. Like, it will prevent you from drinking, smoking, or getting peer pressure to do it. And my friends have definitely increased. Whoa, I meant decrease.
Yeah.
Oh my God, wait. Let me restart that. My friends definitely decreased their amount of smoking and everything because of these events
Yeah.
that we've held.
So just like Jada said about friends, it's all about finding the right group of friends, because engaging yourself in, a group that isn't really your type or like your cup of tea, that makes them peer pressure you
Exactly.
into doing certain things that are not ethical or not based off of your morals. So my experience with peer pressure, I wasn't really peer pressured because first of all, I'm not the type of person, like you cannot
Period.
peer pressure me into
Yes.
doing
Tell
something
'em.
that I don't want to do. And I also I was very introverted, so I didn't have that much friends to peer pressure me. And the friends that I had, they weren't really, that group of people. They
People,
were people
yeah.
that I would see myself with. Do you understand? Yeah.
Yes.
I do.
I do. Well, no, I like agree with you, but it's getting peer pressure is getting more worse where it's leading to middle school now. And like me and Daniel having to do these peer to peers to these kids that got caught vaping, and it's like you guys are young. Like why do you guys want to do that?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, can I
Like-
pitch in?
yeah.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
so hearing stories from my little cousin who's in middle school, what was this, in 6th grade, they said that there's been an increase as well in kids vaping.
That's insane.
I'm like, why are y'all vaping?
Right,
I know
like,
they're not
you
part of it,
just
my
got
little
out of-
cousin, but
you
like,
just
what
got
was
out
the
of
point of
exactly.
vaping?
Like you just got out of elementary school. Like why
Exactly.
are you vaping?
But this is all the way in Yonkers, but it still can happen in our school, and it's definitely still happening in the middle
Yeah,
schools,
definitely.
especially
like-
since previous incidents in middle school and Pulaski. Ugh.
Slade
Yeah.
is just as bad when we used to go to our peer to peer. We would have like almost a classroom that we would have to like present to, and it's just like, why? Like,
We see like it's after COVID. Like,
yeah.
there's a rise, and they never had the chance to have these healthy coping mechanisms. So they come
Yeah.
with vaping, and they do these things that they know that they shouldn't be doing, but it's all they've known since COVID.
COVID, yeah.
COVID kind of
It isolated.
it set us all
Yeah,
back.
so like the period of quarantine, some people found, how would I say? They found
healthy,
Yeah, they found like
healthy coping.
healthy coping mechanisms, and
Yeah.
other people they found vaping or smoking as a way to
Cope.
cope.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is not good.
No, yes.
Yeah. It isn't. It's true though.
No, it's true.
Guys,
Guys, wait, I know we're talking, but like just off point, like Coach eating that bagel is just distracting me. Like I keep when I turn to look
I
at
just
you
realized
talking,
Coach O is here.
every time I turn to look at you talking, I see Coach munching.
I want a bagel now again.
okay, lock in.
No,
Okay,
it's
okay.
Coach.
No, it's
No, it's
we're used to it
fine.
now. It's just
Yeah,
like,
we're used to it now. It's just
down.
funny.
you just appeared and it was like, but
Yeah, but
yeah, I don't know. I know for me being COVID in middle school, it was definitely like, it was so daunting. Like I feel like for a lot of people, like they do what they see. So and a lot of households, they saw their parents smoking or their
Right.
parents vaping, and that's all they knew since they were stuck with them all day.
Exactly.
So like when you're little, you pick up what other people are doing. That to you is
Exactly.
like, that's what's cool. That's what'll get you in places. And since it was just their family who are adults and technically are the legal age to be smoking and vaping, they're like, hey, maybe I should try this out too.
yeah,
It's working for them. Maybe it'll work for me.
Right.
Right.
Instead of
but
going
then-
out to seek that help, going to talk to friends, going to play outside by yourself. It's
Taking a
boring. It
walk.
sounds
I was
boring.
just gonna
Oh, yeah,
say, like,
true.
you were
Thing.
saying how they think, oh, it's better, but like in reality, it's not. It's just hurting you. And
Yeah.
it's like the kids are not gonna know that until they're older and they
Yeah.
realize all these health effects that.
And that's
Yeah,
the
time.
purpose of this group, to educate young individuals, to let you know that look, these are the dangers.
Yeah.
You should avoid these products, these vapes, these weeds, all of that stuff.
And that's why we do our presentations.
Right.
To show kids. And maybe it might not have the whole group like, oh yeah, I'm gonna quit, but there will be someone that will think about it and
Yeah.
Right.
maybe I should stop vaping or maybe I should stop drinking.
Right.
It's about the one,
It's yeah.
not the whole. You can't reach
Exact-
everyone, but if you reach one kid,
It's
That makes a
progress, right?
difference.
It makes a difference.
and we did, and now they're in our group. Isn't that crazy?
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Yeah.
Love that.
Shout out Mariah. Anyways, okay. Our next topic, schoolwork.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. The Fs, the GPAs, college apps.
Well, I'll definitely say my freshman year was definitely difficult. People say like, "Oh, it's more easier because you're just getting there." Like, the work shouldn't be as hard, but I found it quite the opposite. I was in all honors classes, and it was like we had I think we had all our classes, right? Or did we have just 4 as well?
Don't
For
remember.
your freshman year.
Your freshman
Yeah.
year was, I don't know.
So
I
that
think it was
was-
4.
It was
Yeah, it
block
was for
schedule.
block
It was block
schedule.
schedule for you.
So yeah, like being in a classroom for like an hour and a half, like it's just
It's-
insane. Like
Yeah.
I can't stay still for that long. Like I would have to move around or walk around. And like I would get so bored easily. So like my grades would drop.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew like if my grades drop, I won't be able to be in those curriculars that we were talking about earlier. So it was definitely like really hard for me, and it caused me to be like very stressed and like have anxiety because I'm like, oh my gosh, like if I bring home a bad grade, like I'm gonna get in trouble. I will get out all of these activities that I like doing.
Yeah.
And then like maintaining my GPA because, you know, freshman year counts and you want to make it big. So it was definitely very stressful for me.
Yeah.
And then schoolwork and like having 4 assignments like in one class and like then mad homework on top of it was just like.
Right. And also, I can relate to Jada's experience because last year, junior year, I think I took 4 APs
Wow.
and I had a job.
Mm.
Yeah,
You're-
and I'm
you were
telling you, in
booked.
all the
You were
classes,
booked.
we had an assignment, a homework assignment. Take home, bring it the other day, every other day. Yeah. So I found it hard to maintain, high grades and a high GPA and my job and everything. So I've kind of found, how would I say this? Staying after school, whether in the library or with a teacher, that helped me. Because when I go home or when I go to my job, I don't have time to think about doing my schoolwork or think about anything related to school because school stays at school. That's how it is for me. And then homework or job stays at where they should be, their location. So I found it for people struggling with hard coursework or, busy schedule, it's important for you to stay after school with a teacher, for you to study after school or just do something at school that helps you.
Well, yeah, like you were saying, like with work,
Yeah.
right after, me and Daniel had band.
Right.
So, like,
And-
we would be there till, like, 8, like, late.
Yeah.
And, like, we wouldn't have time. And if we did, we'd be so exhausted after.
Right.
But it's like, in order to stay in band, your grades need to be good.
Exactly.
So, it's like, that's all about finding balance.
Right.
For me
Balance.
personally, I couldn't really do anything after school for my junior year because of a couple of classes, especially honors English for me personally with Eggleston, not my favorite teacher. You can edit that out. You can edit that out.
No, I think it's
Wait, T.
fine if we mention a teacher that
Yeah, like,
gave us
they
a
don't-
difficult time. I mean, think about it. We're
But
talking
it was
might
so
be watching
often
this,
though.
guys.
because
me.
no, I totally agree with you because this year I say the class I struggled in the most was Algebra 2 with Mr. White.
Oh, really?
Mr. White.
Clock it, y'all.
But no, there is always, based like off the schoolwork, there's always a teacher that has given you a difficult time.
Yeah.
Or you struggled in. Daniel, I know you could agree, right?
Guys, let me cook for a second.
Okay.
I have no clue what I was gonna cook.
Isn't it right?
No, this is not me cooking. Yeah, no, grades and like keeping up with work, with like schoolwork, impossible for me. Like it was actually impossible. Like having to do so much and like I said, I was at school every single day, so there was no time to go home and study or do homework. It was to the point where like I had to pick and choose what I had to get done,
Yeah.
and that should never be something you have to do. Like
It
let me
shouldn't.
tell you what helps. This bad boy right here. It's upside down. This is my planner. This has all my stuff in it, all my like activities for the day, my hangouts, everything is in this book. And that can help me like get control over what I can control and like my
staying
life and what I
organized.
should do and organization.
Yeah.
When you start now, college will hopefully be a breeze. I haven't started yet, but I feel like it's gonna be a breeze because I've created these skills and I've started
Yeah.
using my planner.
Yeah,
Like-
so it's important for you to start from freshman year
Start
or maybe
early.
eighth
Exactly,
grade
yeah.
so that you transitioning into high school won't be that much of a burden for you.
And like I started and stopped at least 5 times. Like it won't always come easy the first time, but like holding yourself accountable is also a big thing in high school.
Yeah.
Because as much as they want to, like teachers will try, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. Like
Yeah.
They could only do so much.
they can only do so much. Like you are your own person, and at the end of the day, like a part of growing up is also holding yourself accountable. Because you won't have an adult to keep going and keep telling you to do your work or to study or
Right.
to eat food or to eat lunch. No one's gonna make you eat lunch. No one's gonna make you go on a walk and take care of yourself.
Because then you are the adult.
Because then you are the adult.
And then now you just have to figure it out yourself.
But give
Life
yourself
goes
time.
on.
Like give yourself breathing time. Like I realized I overworked myself so hard in high school. And like yes, it paid off because now I'm going to UConn with like a full ride to UConn because of all of the work that I put
Yes.
off. But at the end of the day, I really wish I would have taken more time to, while I was having fun, like also just Like go on a walk, like literally read a book
Yeah.
alone or something, or just literally do anything else but work.
Work,
Right.
yeah.
Because while work is important, your mental health is even more
More
important.
important, exactly. Because if your mental health isn't good, then
Work won't be good.
exactly everything just goes down with it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, our last one is relationships.
Oh God.
Okay.
Romantic, platonic,
Friendship.
within self,
whatever.
friendship, teacher relationships.
Well, I've gone first for a lot of them. Do you guys want
Okay, I'll start. This one might be a bit long.
Oh,
So,
take your time.
Take your time.
junior year.
Oh, let me sit up.
Okay, so
Let me sit up.
okay, so junior for me, I lost my best friend of 3 years. What was it? Really saddening because it was their actions somewhat relating to the stuff that we're trying to prevent. I wasn't agreeing on. I personally never saw them really doing that stuff. And so when I had my final talk with them, it didn't feel like them anymore.
Yeah.
They felt no longer like my friend that I chose to make, that I thought was someone else. But I don't know if that could be, my own judgment in the way. But just me thinking about that, well, thinking of them doing all that stuff, it just felt really off. And I decided to completely end it with them. And sometimes I kind of wish that I kind of stayed to try to lead them a bit better. But I couldn't because my mental health was really bad. I started hating their company entirely.
Yeah.
But I knew that I wanted to help them. But I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your reason is valid to leave.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's one of the things. You might start off like vaping, doing all of that stuff, and over time, just like Leon had said, he did not know who this friend of his was.
You know who the friend was. Yeah.
No,
like,
I mean like in
yeah.
terms of like who they are, like internally, because you might be someone before you start vaping and doing all of these things that we're trying to prevent. However, over time, let's say a year or 2 years into all of these stuff that you're doing, you lose yourself. You don't know who you are.
yeah, I could definitely agree with you with
Yeah.
that and like your story. I used to be close with someone as well. I've known him since middle school. And he's not the person that I knew in middle school now. He's totally different, totally changed. And like sometimes I'll look at him and I'm like, I don't even recognize you. And it wasn't even like vaping or drinking because he doesn't. It's just the people he was with and like the
Company.
environment and I'm leaving because he's leaving the high school. So it's like, I could do this and that now. But then it's like you're leaving all these people behind, like me and everyone else he knew. And like it's weird. It's off. So I had to cut it off as well because it wasn't good for my mental health. And I didn't want to, I tried helping him to make him a better person and everything, but he would ignore it.
And you can't change who a person is.
Yes.
No
You
matter
can't.
how hard you try, you cannot. That person has to make a decision. Look, I want to change myself.
And I told him, I'm like, do you not recognize yourself? Like, this is not the person that when I first met you is the person you are now. And he doesn't recognize it.
Let
but
me say this. You are not responsible for the horrible actions of other people.
Preach.
You are not responsible for the actions of other people. Like, you can try all you want to give advice, to encourage, but at the end of the day, you matter. Like, you yourself matter. And to continue to push yourself to be with friends with people that you know are no longer them, I get it. Yes, you want to. A lot of the time, for me, I wanted to believe that, like, the good was still in them. And
That
maybe it
was the
is,
truth.
but it's not your job to continue to keep fighting for others. Like, as you grow apart. Like,
Yeah.
me in high school
Yeah.
now, I'm like, wow. Like, so many friends, I'm like, wow, like, we were great friends, but we're just not anymore. And that's also okay.
That's
Like,
part of
differences,
life.
that's
Mhm.
part of
Life,
growing. That's
yeah.
part of high
Separating
school.
from each other.
And like, while my friend group, like freshman, sophomore year was huge. Now it's like 5 or so people. But that doesn't mean that I'm not close to the rest of them. We still talk here and there, but we're just not as close. And that is also still okay. There's no rules of like, we've been
have
friends
to.
for 8 years, so I've been friends in my whole life.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
time does not bound you to an individual.
Yeah.
No amount of time. Like, family is who you make it, and who you want to surround yourself with is what's most important. Because growing up, if they're not giving you anything positive in your life,
Cut that person off.
Exactly.
It's a bye for me. Goodbye.
No,
I don't know, and like we all want different things out of friendships, out of relationships. Like to touch more relationships, teacher relationships. Like you said, outlets, just going after school to study. Like these are all little things that you can do and find with teachers, staff members, custodians, coaches, anyone who is an adult in your life. I definitely try to find one person who will help you hold yourself accountable.
a trusted
in high
adult.
school. A trusted adult, because they keep you grounded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think my trusted adult would definitely be Coach O.
Big Papa,
Big Papa.
the real OG.
Shout out to Coach O.
I really only say that because, I mean, he definitely checks our grades a lot. But that's a good thing
Not enough.
because. But that's a good thing because, like, you know, if he checks my grades and there's a grade slipping, he could, like, talk to me about it. Like, hey, like, do you need help or anything? And, like, then I'll know, like, I need to get this grade up if I want to keep doing my activities or, you know, doing things that I like doing, because you shouldn't get rewarded for having bad grades or
Right.
doing bad things.
And it's not to make you feel bad about your fact your grade is slipping. Like, we get it.
'cause
Like
they-
things
Sure.
happen. Missing assignments, you slept, you took a nap instead of doing your work. Like those are all
It
normal things
happens.
that happen.
Yeah.
But it's again like getting back from it. Like I had so many times where I was doing great, and I was like, let me just take one nap.
Yeah.
And then I'm 3 assignments down. I'm like, let me take another nap. I'll do them another day. And then I never did them. And if I had
And the
just
piles.
done it the first time, I would have been like, okay, I'm back on set. Like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's the same thing with alcohol and drugs. That's how addictions form. Like I found I got addicted to just saying I'll do it later
Procrastination.
instead of doing it right then or not doing it at all. Like with drugs, if you do it the first time and you try it,
You're like,
okay,
hmm.
it's kind of good. Let me try it
Maybe try
again.
it. Yep,
And then
exactly.
again, and then again, and that's how addictions form. So again, that goes back to holding yourself accountable.
Mhm.
No one is going to do that for you, and that's something I wish I realized a lot sooner. Like people
Yeah.
would tell me and tell me and tell me, but I was like, I got this. Like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I got this.
That was definitely me my freshman year. 'cause
That is still
my
me,
addiction was like
actually.
naps. Like you were saying, like I would always sleep, and it was actually very concerning, like the amount I would sleep, because I would get home from school and I would just sleep,
Yeah.
and there was times where I would sleep until the next day.
But that's
like,
so real though. Like sleep is.
But I would be exhausted from like
Yeah.
all these all these activities or all this schoolwork, being in a classroom for an hour and a half, like I said earlier. Like it just gets tiring, and like our parents didn't go through being in a class for that long. They've went through other like barriers, but this is like now. So it's like sometimes I just want to sleep, and then I would miss assignments, like you said, and it would pile up, and I'm like, I'm just too tired to do it.
Yeah.
And then my grades will slip, and then when I see it, I'm like, wow, like I need to like get
Lock
my stuff
in.
together. Yeah, I need to lock in. Like, so that was definitely like my addiction, like freshman
Yeah.
year, just sleeping.
Right, and we talked about relationships and forming relationships or even some relationships slipping by. And as much as we've talked about losing a friendship or losing this, I also want to point out that high school, yeah, you make new friends. But however, you have to create your mind, or you have to have a mindset that, look, I want to go out. I want to have friends, like-minded friends. It has to become something that you make a decision for yourself. And my high school experience with people, yeah, I started off high school. I didn't really know that much people. As I said before, I was very introverted. I wouldn't really speak to people. And junior year, last year, I made up my mind. And I was like, actually, no, I don't want to graduate high school knowing like 3 people.
Yeah.
I want to form new relationships. I want to get to know other people. And I started going to school events, homecoming, prom. I started getting myself involved with clubs. And that is an awesome way to make new friendships, to meet new people, to find people who are who have the same goals and aspiration as you do. So I would definitely say to get involved with your school. However, don't do too much to a point where you become exhausted or you're just you find it difficult to maintain a balance.
No, yeah,
That's my
definitely.
advice.
Clear.
Because like you were saying with the whole mindset thing,
Yeah.
like friends come in, friends go, but the
Right.
ones that stay, they like help you
Yeah.
throughout high school.
Well, that was our last topic. But before we go, I'd like to leave off all of us with one piece of advice for someone who is starting high school. So I'll start off. For me, high school is what you make it. You have all these opportunities exposed to you, all these clubs, all these people, all these activities. Everything is laid out for you. It's just you have to take it. Like having that mindset of, hey, instead of everyone's against me, maybe some things go wrong, but I can come back from them. Having that positive mindset and going after what you want in high school will get you so far. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many things. Like, and honestly, it can be overwhelming sometimes. Like, having all these clubs, all these practices, everything available to you can be a lot. But just, again, trusting yourself and knowing that you know what's best for yourself and taking advantage of everything that you possibly can, I think is how you have the best high school experience.
Yeah. Well, my piece of advice would be just be yourself. Like, people will come and they will find you and they'll be like you were saying, hey, I really like your outfit, or I like, the way that you do this. And then there you go. That's how you start forming new bonds. And then how you said you just make your way with high school. So just be yourself.
Yeah, and an advice that I would give to high schoolers or upcoming high schoolers is to know that high school is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You will never, once you graduate high school, you will never go to high school again. So those 4 years of your life, make it what you want it to be. Understand that people will come, like you said, people will come and people will go. Get yourself involved. Go to activities. And don't do something that your parents wouldn't want you to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's my advice. I know it's a lot, but
No,
it's good. Okay, so my advice in general for high school is not to let others dictate what you do entirely and to go more on your own decision.
I like that.
For me, I wish I did that.
yeah.
Not trying to follow other people along, but going with my own decision. And again, for me, it turned out really well because I did HRA by myself.
Yeah.
And then I made friends along the way,
I
like
know,
Lydia.
yes.
And I even introduced one of my other friends to join the program, but they went to tier 3 instead. So I was like, oh, okay. I was surprised though. It's because they were new, like entirely.
Period.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just not to let others dictate your high school experience entirely and to go. Sometimes it could be scary entirely to go on your own.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's one of the biggest steps you can take
Literally.
in high school, making your own decision.
Right.
Be a leader, not a follower.
And after high school, there will come a time, if you're scared to make your own decision, after high school, there will come a time where you have to. You have to make a decision about what college you want to go to, what classes you want to take. You have to learn to be, it's okay for you to be alone. It's okay for you to go to homecoming or school events alone. And that's something that I didn't really, know is that whatever event I would always call my friends and be like, do you want to go with me? Do you want to go with me? Please, I don't want to go alone. And most of them were like, no, I don't want to go. So then I didn't go. I restricted myself because my other friends did not want to go. And I let other people dictate my own choice or like my own, what I want to do. So it's important for you to not let other people lead you. Be your own leader.
Exactly.
Be a leader, not a follower, like you said.
Be responsible.
Right.
Yes,
Be
that's our-
responsible.
that's our-
It's not on the shirt, but be responsible.
Yeah.
One last thing, spread love. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Like, everyone's trying their best in high school. Everyone's trying to make it to the end, try to graduate.
Yeah.
Spread love. Don't be a hater. People are just trying to have fun and be themselves.
Yeah.
So
Positive vibes.
positive
Positivity.
vibes, like this podcast.
Exactly.
It's been very fun.
Yes.
I think it turned out better than we imagined it would. So
Yeah,
that's good,
definitely.
actually. Yeah. And we'll see you next time. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you for watching or
Bye.
listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.